Welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. In this video, I am going to cover the transits of one of the most auspicious planets, Venus, to the sign of Capricorn and then to Aquarius. The transit to the sign of Capricorn, which is Makar Rashi, will take place on December 2nd, 2024, and it will keep transiting in the sign of Capricorn till December 28, 2024, after which it will transit to the sign of Aquarius, which is Kumbha Rashi, and it will keep transiting in Aquarius till Jan 28, 2025. So basically, Venus in the month of December will be mostly in the sign of Capricorn, and then in the month of Jan 2025, it will be in the sign of Aquarius. Both these signs are ruled by the best friend of Venus, which is Saturn. So both these transits are going to be excellent and will provide a big relief for a lot of people, especially if you are running its Mahadasha, which is the major period, or Antardasha, which is the minor period of Venus. Then it can be a blessing in disguise. If Venus is especially a very powerful planet in your chart, if it's in exaltation, or if it's in its friendly sign or own sign, or in the sign of Capricorn or Aquarius, which are very friendly signs, then this transit will have a lot of positive impact in your life. Even if you are running its Pratyantar Dasha, which is the sub period, then also it will have an impact in your life. So without any further delay, I am going to discuss these transits and the effect on all the 12 signs of the zodiac, starting from Aries all the way up to Pisces. For my Aries Mesh Rashi friends, Venus in the month of December primarily will be in your 10th house in the sign of Capricorn, ruled by its great friend Saturn. So this is going to be an excellent placement, because although Venus will be a bit weaker, because in the 4th house it gains directional strength, so naturally in the 10th house it is going to be a bit weak direction wise, but still the dispositor Saturn will be extremely well placed in the 11th house, and that too in direct motion. So naturally the effort that you start to put in here will get you some recognition, the credit that you deserve. So career will be the focus here, and it is advisable for you to keep putting in your best effort, to keep working hard, to stay consistent in your duties, in your projects, and you will be able to achieve everything before the deadline and meet your targets and goals in your professional life. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews, because there is a very good chance that you can land a new job opportunity with a good salary and benefits package, especially when Venus will transit to the 11th house over Saturn. So it will be the combination of the best friends and the conjunction of Venus and Saturn primarily in the month of Jan 2025. And this will be a beautiful combination which can help to fulfill many of your long pending dreams, your desires, your goals, your ambitions, especially connected to your career, because Saturn controls your career house as well as your 11th house, the Labhasthan. So when Venus and Saturn come together in the 11th house, it can be an exceptional and rewarding time for your career growth and progress. Venus transit in December can even provide some good time for those people looking to buy a new property, to sell a property, or maybe to decorate their houses with brand new luxury furniture, new decor, or even buying a brand new vehicle, because Venus is a Karaka of vehicles. From the 11th, Venus will aspect the 5th when it is transiting in Aquarius. So gains from past speculative investments is likely. Basically, a major inflow of money is seen during this time. Sudden profits, sudden gains from multiple sources of income. Things that you never thought were possible can suddenly start happening in a good and positive way. Your friend circle can start to expand. You might make new friendships which can be profitable down the road. You can meet some important people, make strong connections. You might start attending more social events which will only make you feel more content and make you more happier in general. So overall, the transits of Venus is looking very positive for my Aries friends, and I wish you all the best. For my Taurus Vrishabha Rashi friends, Venus, the lord of your ascendant, your Lagnesh, will be transiting in your 9th house primarily in the month of December 2024. So this is the sign of Capricorn, which is ruled by its great friend Saturn. So this is going to be a very favorable time for embarking on long distance travel, journey and vacations that you had planned for a long time, but maybe it didn't fructify for any reason. So this type of travel can be quite enjoyable, right? Because Venus is the natural planet of satisfaction, of enjoyment, of pleasure. So even travel for work related purposes, for your career, for business, or even with your spouse or partner, going on vacations can provide the much needed relief and respite in your life and give you some kind of relaxation and relief from stress. It will make your life a bit more fulfilling because there are certain things that can happen on your long distance travel that can be quite fulfilling. It can be a great time for pursuit of spiritual or religious endeavors. It can be a great time for those students pursuing higher education like master's, PhD program, postdoc. With your hard work, effort, with your parakram, you can achieve quite a lot and make excellent progress in your academics. Short distance travel and journeys can also be quite beneficial. When Venus will transit in your 10th house, especially in the month of Jan 2025, it will be over Saturn. So this beautiful conjunction in the sign of Aquarius can be very good time for your career, for your job, for new job prospects. For those who don't have a job, I highly recommend use this time wisely because there is a very good chance you can land a good job with a good salary and benefits package, right? Because both these planets are excellent for you. Saturn being a Yoga Karaka planet, Venus being the lord of your ascendant itself, making it a very important planet for you. And that too transiting in the 10th, which is the Kendra Bhava. So it demands action from you. It demands consistency, dedication, right? So you need to go after your goals. You need to pursue them relentlessly, and then you will naturally see the good results. You will start to climb the ladder in your organization. If overall your major, minor, sub period is favoring you, then you can achieve quite a lot in the month of Jan 2025 career wise. Those people who had dismissed you, or let's say you were not really getting along with your co-workers or bosses, things can start to change for the better. You can start to seek their more support, right? There will be more unity, more bonding in teamwork, in group projects. Your leadership skills will start to shine. If you are giving interviews, you will be able to impress the interviewer with your overall personality, with your subject matter expertise, with your knowledge, with your charisma. Because Venus is the natural planet of charisma, of attraction. So it is a good thing when it is in your career house itself. It can really give you the kind of boost that you need. It can also be quite a good time for those people dealing in real estate, properties, vehicle, those kind of dealings. Those people who are looking to decorate their house with brand new luxury furniture items. It can be a good time for that kind of activity. It can be a great time for those people who, are very much stressed out. You can start to feel more relief. Doing yoga, meditation, pranayama will only help for the same. So, becoming more spiritual, more religious during this time can also happen, because the fourth house will be impacted, which is a moksha trikona. But overall, this transit is looking to be phenomenal for my Taurus friends, and I hope you make the best use of it. For my Gemini, Mithun Rashi friends, Venus, a very good planet for you, will be transiting, especially in the month of December 2024, in the sign of Capricorn in your 8th house. Now, what does this signify? Well, it can be a great time for those people involved in research-related activities and where they are seeking any type of funding, any type of project expansion, right? So this kind of seed funding or any other kind of, capital investments or funding can actually be done, because Venus is in the 8th house and it is controlling your 5th house, as that is the Mool Trikon. And especially if you are an individual working in a foreign land who is seeking funding for a certain type of project, especially a research project. Let's say you are a postdoc student, you're a PhD student, or you're in, working in any kind of pharmaceutical research company, you're a scientist, then it can be a great time to get some key projects funded by any type of institution. It can also be a good time for those people who are running the Venus Mahadasha, and Venus is, let's say, very well placed in your chart. Let's say it's in the 8th house, the dispositor is well placed, it's in a good nakshatra, maybe there are good conjunctions, good aspects of benefic planets, then sudden unexpected gains are also possible. There are chances of getting sudden unexpected wealth your way. It could be through your past speculative investments, like through the stock market, through any kind of investments you had made which were a bit speculative in nature. It can also be possible through insurance, through inheritance, through sale of property, through your spouse, through your in-laws. And it could happen very suddenly, like you had never planned for it, and it is very unexpected, right? It can also be through lottery, through, any kind of basically pure speculative activity. Not to suggest that one should, do those things, because those kind of things, are always high risk. But just purely looking at this position, it does suggest gains from speculative investments which are unexpected, right? Then we see that Venus will transit in the 9th house over Saturn. So there will be a conjunction of Venus and Saturn in the 9th house in the sign of Aquarius, especially in the month of Jan 2025. This is a beautiful transit. Your destiny, your luck factor, your bhagya will become very strong. Your decision-making process will also improve largely, and you will start to map out a roadmap for your future actionable plan, goals and objectives. You will become very ambitious in your long-term vision on what you want to accomplish in the time to come. A lot of students might think of, pursuing their master's, PhD, higher education type of program that long desired for. And especially, kind of some people might get admission to colleges in a foreign country or to colleges in their home country that they always dreamed of. So it can be an excellent time for pursuit of higher education. It can be a great time for long distance travel, journey, vacation. The travel can be for career, business, enjoyment, pleasure, or maybe just solo traveling, whatever the reason might be. But long distance travel here will be largely supported. Overall, the transit of Venus over Saturn, and especially if you are going to be duty minded, dharmic, you are going to be righteous in your actions, in your morals, values, ethics, then success and destiny will have your back. Overall, rise in wealth is seen, rise in income flow, overall abundance in cash flow. Short distance travel can be, beneficial now. Overall improvement in relationship with siblings, especially younger siblings, can open up. There can be a key window here in Jan 2025 for you to repair any damaged relationship. So overall, this time is looking excellent for my Gemini friends, and I wish you the best. For my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, Venus in the month of December 2024 will be transiting primarily in the sign of Capricorn, Makar Rashi, in your 7th house. So this is quite a good placement in multiple facets. The first thing I see here is for those people who are already married, having a lot of disharmony in the married life, a lot of issues going on, marriage on the brink of divorce. This is a key window opportunity in the month of December for you to heal your marriage, to work out those issues with your spouse, to get back on one page, to re-establish the harmony, peace, love, care, and understanding that you have for one another. Because Venus, the natural planet of love, romance, passion, pleasure, sensuality, will be transiting in your marriage house itself. So if you truly love and care your spouse from deep within your heart, this is a great time for you to mend those differences and be back on the same page and increase the bonding, love, and romance, and reignite that missing spark in your marriage and your relationship, and once again be back together. For single people who have been hoping to get married but things are just not clicking and not working out, well, finally there can be again some good opportunities opening up here in December for you to potentially meet the right companion, the right match, and even get married. Because although Saturn is in the 8th house, it is in its own sign of Aquarius, own Mool Trikona sign. So it is not a bad position, especially if overall your Mahadasha, Antardasha, all these factors are, decent, they are favorable, then marriage related activities can also take place, can also be supported in December. And especially since Venus Mool Trikona falls in your 4th house, there is a possibility of single people reconnecting with some childhood friends, right? With some childhood friends with whom a sudden spark can be ignited. Like there can be some kind of feelings developed after you communicate with, your childhood friend that you might connect with. Like for example, if you are a guy, she's a girl, you might once again connect and, you have connected after so many years, but now you're figuring out that, you have a lot of things in common and that maybe you might even think of starting a relationship. So these are the type of things that can happen. And it can be a great time for even those people running a business, right? Your business related activities, if you are suffering losses, a lot of instability, now there can be a sense of peace, a sense of direction that can be established, and you can even encounter some good news in your business venture. Your business partners can be more supportive. There can be more cooperation, harmony, peace, and a little more balance in your relationship, in your business partnerships. More profits, increase in revenues can be seen. When Venus transits to your 8th house over the natal Saturn, because Saturn will be transiting in Aquarius, so there will be a good conjunction of Venus and Saturn in the month of Jan 2025. This can be a great time for kind of funding any research related project that you are looking for. It can be a great time for sudden wealth generating opportunities, right? So you need to identify those and you need to capitalize on that. Overall, your personality will be exuding confidence. Your charisma will be up through the roof, and you will naturally be magnetic and you will attract people towards you without you even trying. So these couple of months can be truly rewarding if you utilize the energies in the right way. And I wish you all the best. For my Leo Simha Rashi friends, Venus will be transiting in your 6th house in the sign of Capricorn, primarily in the month of December 2024. So this is a very good transit, especially in certain areas of your life. For example, your day-to-day routine. This year you can start to make some modifications to that, which can not only improve your productivity and help you gain success in your professional life, in your career, but it can also give you a sense of fulfillment, happiness that you can derive from your day-to-day routine activities. The activities that were seeming mundane can actually start to be very much more fun and enjoyable for you if you are able to make those key modifications. Because the energy of Venus is usually always about enjoyment, about seeking pleasure, happiness, satisfaction, life satisfaction. So you need to now think of how you can utilize this energy of Venus in your 6th house, how you can make modifications to your daily work routine. Is it you need to take a new class of something that you're passionate about, maybe a dance class, maybe a piano lesson, maybe joining a tennis club? Whatever your passion lies, you need to start adding to that. You need to start focusing on those things. Is it exercising more? Is it reading something in regards to your profession which can make you more knowledgeable, which can help you gain a promotion, bonus, salary increment, which can help you get more fame, authority, respect? You need to figure out your short-term and long-term goals and work according to that. It can also be a great time to drive out your competition. What do I mean by that? You need to think strategically. You need to think cleverly on how you can defeat your enemies, how you can be more in touch with people who are well-wishers, how you can utilize their guidance, their knowledge, their expertise in helping yourself get on top, whether it is in your career, whether it is in your business, whether it is in any other area of life. Overall, it can be a great time for long distance travel, journey, vacation, especially to foreign lands as well. Because some type of expenses are seen, but if those expenses are for something that you enjoy or desire, it is always going to be better. Then we see that Venus will be transiting, especially in the month of Jan 2025, in your 7th bhava over Saturn. The conjunction between the two great friends, Saturn and Venus, in the sign of Aquarius in your 7th house. A great time indicated for business people. Lot of harmony, peace, and stability can be established in your business activities, in your business relationship, in your business partnerships. You might think of how you can generate a lot of profit for your business. You will need to start to map out your goals, your objectives, and your actionable plan on how you can make that happen. Because profits, revenues, cash flow will be all on your mind, especially in Jan 2025 in regards to your business area. Because Venus, which is the natural planet of wealth, money, will be transiting in the sign of Aquarius, which is the natural 11th sign of the Kal Purush Kundali of the basically indicating riches, wealth, money, gains. So naturally your attention will be focused towards that, and you will think of how I can create a sustainable long-term revenue growth for your business, because Saturn demands stability and long-term permanence. Even for marriage, it can be an amazing time for some people who are thinking about getting married. It can finally happen. You can finally get married in Jan 2025. For single people not finding the right person, finally, with some hard work, effort, due diligence, you might come across the right person that is meant for you, and you might think of taking things to the next level. If you're already married, you're in a relationship, and things have been quite mundane for some time now, Venus transit in the 7th can kind of spice things up for you, bring back the missing spark in your marriage, that sensuality, that love, that romance, that attraction that you have towards each other can increase manifold, right? So it can be a blessing in disguise for people already married, because the combination of Saturn and Venus will not only provide more stability, harmony, and peace in your married life, but will also bring back that much needed love, romance, and attraction and bonding between you and your spouse. It can be a great time for you to embark on some nice fun vacation with your partner or spouse as well in the month of Jan 2025. So overall, these transits are looking quite good for my Leo friends, and I wish you the best. For my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends, Venus will be transiting in the month of December 2024, mainly in the sign of Capricorn in your 5th house. Now this is an excellent placement. 5th bhava is a trine house. It is a very auspicious placement for Venus. As its Mool Trikon is in the 2nd house, your focus will be here heavily on finances, on financial growth, on financial stability. So naturally, you can expect more income flow, possibility of a bonus, promotion, salary increment can be on the cards. There is a chance of gains from past speculative investments, like maybe from the stock market. There is a chance of profit happening from multiple sources of income. Your decision-making ability will get sharper in terms of financial investments, in terms of liquidation, in terms of diversification, because now you will really think of how you can create a long-term sustainable financial plan and growth strategy for yourself, and you will work towards that. Overall, it can be an excellent time for single people looking to find a partner, looking to get some love, romance in their life. Venus placement here can be a beautiful combination. Chance of someone finding someone from their workplace can be there, or from your day-to-day routine. Let's say you take a dance class, you attend a karate class, or maybe you go and play tennis in a club. There is a possibility you could meet someone there and you can just connect with that person and think of even getting in a relationship. Those couples already in a relationship can experience a lot of love, romance, sensuality, but even more stability now. Because if there was a lot of arguments, bickering, quarrels going on in the recent time, Venus transit here can be a key opportunity for you to remedy those issues, to kind of mend those differences and be on one page moving forward with your partner. Overall, you might start to attend more social events, your friend circle can start to grow, and you might meet important people. But in general, be aware of people that you keep close and know who your well-wishers are. Then we see that Venus transit will be primarily in Jan 2025 in your 6th house in the sign of Aquarius, where it will be conjunct with its great friend Saturn. This can be an excellent time for your day-to-day routine. You can make some modifications which can help to, give you more happiness. You might become more enthusiastic, which can, help you be more productive, not just in your day-to-day functioning, but in your job, in your daily service job, in your career. So doing that will enable you to be more successful in your professional life, to help you accomplish your career goal and objectives. It can be a great time for defeat of enemies, and you can do that by being very strategic, by being very sweet, by being very nice to them, but identifying who your well-wishers are and who aren't. And then cleverly, you will be able to keep certain people at bay, at a distance, and certain people close to you who are your true, genuine well-wishers. This time can also be a good time for you to strategically think of paying any loans you had taken in the past and eventually become debt-free. So it can be a great time for you to create an actionable plan for yourself. Or it can also be a great time for taking a new loan that you are thought of to fund any kind of project that you wanted. Of course, considering that your Mahadasha, Antardasha, all these factors support the same. Overall, good transits for my Virgo friends and all the best. For my Libra, Tula, Rashi friends, the Lord of your Lagna, Venus, will be transiting primarily in the month of December 2024 in your 4th house in the sign of Capricorn. Now, this is a very powerful and auspicious placement. Couple of things. 4th house is a Kendra Bhava. It is a center house. So, it is all about conscious actions. Second thing, Venus gets Digbali in the 4th house. Directionally, it becomes very powerful when placed in the 4th house. And that too, now it is transiting in the sign of Capricorn, which is ruled by its best friend, Saturn. So here, it is about conscious decision making and actions related to property, real estate. It could be buying a new house. It could be selling your property for a profit. It could be something to do with rental. Maybe you are thinking of renting out your property, or maybe you are thinking of revamping some things within your property, taking out old furniture, buying new decor for your house, making it all look spiffy and nice, making it more luxurious. You might, think of kind of creating a sustainable long-term revenue source from real estate, and you might implement those actions. It can also be a good time for vehicle purchase. Some people might think of, selling their old vehicle and buying a brand new car, a luxury car, maybe a Mercedes, maybe a BMW, maybe an Audi, who knows, right? Whatever your desire is, because Venus is the natural karaka of vehicles, of cars, and it is a natural significator of luxury. So you put 2 plus 2 together, you're getting 4, and it is transiting in the 4th house itself, no pun intended. But it is a very good time even for getting relief from stress, right? If you have been burdened with a lot of stress in recent times, it can be a good time for you to spend some time in nature, to detox, to do some yoga, meditation. It can be really helpful for you. There is going to also be some stronger involvement in relationship with your mother. Maybe if you're living abroad, your mother can come to visit you, spend some time with you. Maybe if there are any issues in the relationship with your mother, those can be resolved and sorted out in the month of December. Overall, your career area is also looking to flourish more because of the aspect of Venus on the 10th, and more progress is seen in December. Then we see that Venus will transit primarily in the 5th house in Jan 2025 over Saturn. So great conjunction between Venus and Saturn, the two best friends in the sign of Aquarius in the 5th, aspecting the 11th. So focus here will be on finances, increased wealth flow, money flow, possible gains from investments, speculative investments. Your overall decision making will also be geared towards that, on how you can create several different income streams for you for sustainable long-term future, which can give you financial independence, which can give you more financial stability. And also with that will come spending, because Venus loves to spend. It is all about enjoyment, sensuality, pleasure. So you will also think along those lines, whether it's taking a vacation, whether it is going to a fancy restaurant, whether it is shopping for yourself or for your partner, for your spouse, for your family. So Venus in the 5th, it can also be a great time for single people to establish a stable relationship with someone, because it will transit by Saturn, right? Along with Saturn, it will be in very close conjunction. So it can be a great time for someone to establish a long-term relationship. For those couples already in a relationship, things not going that smooth, or basically the spark was missing, Venus transit here will reignite that kind of sensuality, the love, romance, which was missing, can certainly be reignited due to Venus transiting in the 5th. Overall, your long-term desires, dreams, wishes can also slowly start to get fulfilled at a more accelerated pace than what it was in the past. So looking at these transits, it is going to be a couple of phenomenal months for my Libra friends, and especially if you're running its Mahadasha, Antardasha, if Venus is very strongly placed in your chart, maybe in the 4th or 5th house, then this transit can be a boon in disguise. All the best. For my Scorpio, Vrischika Rashi friends, Venus will be transiting primarily in your 3rd house in the sign of Capricorn in the month of December 2024. So what does that signify? Well, it basically indicates your destiny and luck factor will start to support you a bit more, and there will be more acceleration in regards to receiving the recognition, reward, and credit for the work that you have been putting in. It can be a great time for those students pursuing higher education, like master's, PhD program, postdoc, with your hard work and effort, and you not, giving in to temptations, you staying focused on your mission, on your goals, on your objectives, you can certainly be quite successful. It can be a great time for both short and long distance journey, travel, and vacation. So if you had, delayed that for a while, you can now think of embarking on such travel. Overall, it can also be a good time to improve the relationship with your siblings, especially younger siblings. If things were not going smooth, now can be a good key opportunity or window to remedy those issues. Then we see that Venus will transit in the 4th house, especially in the month of Jan 2025 over Saturn. So there will be a conjunction of Venus and Saturn in the 4th, in the sign of Aquarius. A very powerful transit because Venus gains directional strength in the 4th house and becomes Digbali. So naturally, a good respite in your career area. If a lot of issues were happening, things can now slowly get sorted out a bit. If you are having issues with your colleagues, with your bosses, with the authority especially, now there can be some kind of, finding a middle ground, finding a balance, and a bit more career growth, progress, and stability can be seen. Also, it can be a great time for those people dealing in real estate investments, property related dealings, vehicle dealership, buying and selling of cars, used car, old car, luxury cars. It can be a great time for such businesses. They can make some really good profits. Also, especially if you are in a foreign country, in a foreign land, and you're dealing with real estate, property, vehicles, then you will have a much stronger probability of success. If you have been, struggling through a lot recently, especially it's taken a toll on your mental health. If you have been having a lot of stress, anxiety, tension, fear, there can be a good respite in that area. But you will need to do your part of detoxing from too much technology use, too much social media use, instead spending some time in nature, doing yoga, meditation, pranayama, thinking of becoming more spiritual, pursuing religious activities, maybe, whatever it might even be, reconnecting with a childhood friend, right? That can bring you a lot of happiness. You can think of any childhood friends you had who you were very good friends with, but you have lost touch over the years. Well, now there is social media, right? So you can think of reaching back out to those childhood friends and reconnect that kind of friendship, that lost friendship, which can bring you a lot of happiness in life. So this transit of Venus is looking good for Scorpio people as long as you utilize the energy of Venus in the right way. All the very best. For my Sagittarius Dhanu Rashi friends, Venus will be transiting primarily in your 2nd house in the month of December in the sign of Capricorn. Now this is an excellent placement because Venus Mool Trikon falls in your 11th house, the Labhasthan. So naturally, Labhesh transiting in your Dhanasthan is a very favorable position from the viewpoint of finances. Wealth accumulation will start to increase. Savings can start to grow. Put in more parakram. Do hard work, effort. Whether in your job, whether in your business, whether in your side hustle, whatever it might be, put in the effort, put in the commitment, and you will start to see more cash flow, more wealth, more profits, more revenues. Your social network, especially let's say if you're a social media influencer, you're doing your own thing on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, or whatever social media platforms you might be using. There are chances of more gains, more profits coming through those avenues. Tap into your friend circle because they can also provide you some good hints about how you can generate more wealth generation activities. But overall, your focus in December 2024 will be on finances, on growing your money, on building a sustainable long-term future for your financial growth and stability. There can be some fun family reunion on the cards in December. You can reconnect with extended family members and relatives you had not interacted for a long time. It can be quite fulfilling and give you a sense of happiness. You might also go to a lot of restaurants in December and eat lots of good food, tasty food. Maybe you were on a very healthy diet, but possibility of cheating a bit more diet wise might be there in December. But overall, it will give you a lot of happiness because your wish fulfillment domain will be very strong in the month of December. And that is not just related to food. It can be related to travel. It can be related to enjoyment, shopping, pleasure, whatever area it might be. Then we see that sudden wealth opportunity can also arise from unexpected means, right? It can be through your past investments. It can be through your social media. It can be through insurance. It can be through inheritance. And as we see that Venus will transit in your third house over Saturn, especially in Jan 2025, in the sign of Aquarius, which is the natural sign of wealth of the Kal Purush Kundali. From the third, Venus will directly influence and impact the ninth. So till now, maybe your Bhagya was not giving you the kind of support. Your destiny was not much in your favor, but slowly and surely it can start to support you a bit more in Jan 2025. Your luck factor can also get better in your decision-making process in many areas of your life. Again, it is the Parakram Bhav, so keep putting in the hard work, keep doing self-effort, be brave, be courageous, stand up for what you believe in, do not back down from your goals, objectives, desires, ambitions, because pursuing those relentlessly is where your true success will lie. It can be a great time for, joining a fitness program in Jan 2025, the new year. It can be a great time to get into a new routine, to maybe take a dance class, to learn a new activity that you're passionate about or that you have a natural talent or skill for. Try to explore that a bit more. Your overall communication skills will also enhance quite a bit. It will leave a positive impact on mostly whoever you interact with. Short distance and long distance journeys both can be quite fruitful, especially short distance journeys. Overall, your relationship with your younger siblings can start to improve, start to get better. So this transit of Venus is looking to be quite good for the most part for my Sagittarius friends, and I hope you have a wonderful couple of months. All the best. For my Capricorn Makar Rashi friends, Venus, a very important planet for you, a very good and auspicious graha, will be transiting in your ascendant itself in the sign of Capricorn, primarily in the month of December 2024. So this is excellent placement as the first house is both a center and a trine house. It is both a Trikon and a Kendra Sthan. So here there might be some key and important decisions that you might take for your career, especially for creating a long-term sustainable career growth and advancement. You might think of either changing jobs for the new year, or you might think of maybe asking for a job transfer to a different department. You might think of, taking a new job opportunity, maybe in a foreign land. You might think of exploring different avenues and options on how you can further your career growth and advancement in the time to come. If you're already employed in a good company, in a good organization, you will be given more attention, more respect, and more credit in this month, because whatever losses, whatever hardship and difficulties you faced in the prior month, slowly things will start to turn for the better. Because previously it was in the 12th, but now it is in your ascendant. So beautiful combination for even, people who are unemployed. Strong chance of getting a new job. If you give, a lot of interviews, there is a very good chance you can land a new job with a decent salary and benefits package. Overall, you will impress the interviewer with your subject matter expertise, your knowledge, your technical expertise, your charisma. It will be, shining, because Venus is the natural planet of magnetism, of attraction, of likability. So use it to your advantage. Overall, you will start to receive more and better support from your colleagues, from your managers, from your subordinates. You will start to get more fulfillment from working in your job. You will become very enthusiastic and you will naturally become more productive. You will start to think of different ways on how you can be more efficient in your daily job. With your intuitive decision-making ability, your thinking outside the box, kind of unconventional thinking, can help you to rise tremendously in your career. Overall, it is going to be a phenomenal and a much needed respite in your professional life when Venus is transiting in your ascendant. Then we see that Venus will start transiting in your second house over Saturn, where there will be a beautiful conjunction in Jan 2025. Well, it will start transiting from about December 28, 2024 onwards, but mainly you can say it will be in Jan 2025, because degree wise it will keep getting stronger and it will keep coming close to Saturn. So what does that indicate for you? Wealth, possibility of a bonus, promotion, salary increment is seen on the cards. Also, sudden gains from your past speculative investments is likely. Sudden unexpected gains are possible from insurance, from inheritance, from your spouse, from in-laws, from real estate, from sale of vehicle. It can just happen very suddenly. You might have not planned for it. It just happens out of the blue. There can be some, nice family reunions on the cards. It can be just, a fun gala time that you can experience in the start of the new year in Jan 2025. Your focus will be largely tuned towards finances as well, because it will be activating the Dhanastan. The natural Karaka of wealth will be transiting in the natural house of wealth. So, of course, you will be thinking about your finances, how you can create a sustainable, long-term financial, stable plan for you, how you can diversify your investments, how you can redistribute your portfolio to enhance your financial growth, security, and give you a sense of financial independence in the time to come. So overall, your personality will start shining, will become very attractive. People will start to notice you more. They will start to respect you. Overall, your destiny, luck factor will increase. Love can enter your life. If you're single, chances of finding someone is certainly there. Chances of getting in a beautiful romantic relationship is certainly a possibility. Couples already in a relationship, you will experience more harmony, peace, love, romance in your relationship as well. Overall, beautiful transits of Venus are going to happen for my Capricorn friends, and I wish you the best. For my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, Venus will be transiting in your 12th house in the sign of Capricorn, primarily in December 2024. So what does that mean for you? Well, if you're especially living in a foreign land, then you can have tremendous progress in your life in many areas, not just restricted to career, but it can also be business, it can be higher education, because Venus Mool Trikon falls in your 9th house. So your bhagya, your destiny and luck factor will support you largely if you're in a foreign country or away from your homeland. It can also be a great time for pursuit of spiritual or religious activities, right? Because the dispositor is Saturn. So, doing some charity work, engaging yourself in social service organization, doing volunteer work, helping out with food drive, helping out at animal shelter, helping out with, blood donation drive, whatever the cause might be, but kind of, making some time to do these kind of activities can be beneficial to channel the 12th house energies in the right way. There might also be some expenses on the cards, but it can be for something that you desire or enjoy, such as long distance travel, journey and vacation to foreign lands, maybe with your spouse, with your partner, or maybe just for solo traveling, whatever the reason might be, but it can give you a lot of joy and happiness, right? So traveling is definitely going to be on the cards in December. So try to make the best use of it. It can also be for visiting, a holy pilgrimage, an ashram, a mandir, a masjid, church of, you always wanted to visit. It might be, in a different country, but you might actually think of doing that trip. There can also be expense for other things that you enjoy or desire, like shopping, going for a movie, going out to a fancy restaurant with your spouse, with your partner, spending on yourself, buying luxury items. But it is good because Venus is a natural planet of luxury, and 12th house is the house of spending. It is the house of expenses. So, better to spend on things that you enjoy than to things on you don't, such as medical expenses, hospitalization, unnecessary expenses, right? Then we see that Venus will transit to your ascendant in the first house itself in Aquarius over Saturn in Jan 2025. So this can be a great time for kind of, overcoming competition, defeat of enemies, better modifications to your everyday work-life routine, more harmony, peace and balance in your married life, re-establishing the lost connection with your spouse, a bit of betterment in business-related activities, thinking of lowering expenses in your business, thinking of creating a long-term sustainable business plan for yourself, reassessing your business partnerships, thinking of what is good for you long-term and what is not. Overall, your destiny luck factor will become very strong when Venus is transiting in your ascendant, and it can support you in many areas of your life because your 9th lord itself will be transiting in your lagna, Your decision-making ability will become very clear, very sharp. You will have a sense of direction of where your life is going to head in the new year. And you will start to make clever decisions for the same, whether it is financial, whether it is educational, whether it is business, whether it is career, or whether it is for your personal life, relationship, or marriage. Overall, your attractiveness, your magnetism, your charm will be on a different level, because the combination of Saturn and Venus is looking phenomenal in your first house. Saturn being a very practical planet. So it can make you very business minded, very practical, very, decision making oriented. But Venus will only add to its charm. Venus, the main planet of beauty, love, elegance, romance, pleasure, sensuality, happiness, life satisfaction, will conjunct with its best friend Saturn, creating a beautiful yoga. So naturally, both these planets in the first house, both which is a Kendra and a Trikon, is only going to help you to give a big boost to your life at the start of the new year itself. All the best. For my Pisces Meen Rashi friends, Venus will be transiting primarily in your 11th house in the sign of Capricorn in December 2024. This is an excellent placement, especially concerning your finances, because 11th house is the Labhasthan. It is the house of gains, desires, wish fulfillment, and Venus is the natural Karaka of wealth, of riches. So naturally, your income flow can rise during this time. Profits can increase, whether you're, let's say, running a business. Chances of a bonus, promotion, salary increment could be there from your job. Sudden unexpected money can come your way through your past speculative investments like the stock market, cryptocurrency, or it can also come through your spouse, in-laws, inheritance, insurance, real estate, vehicle, right? So the key here is focusing on finances, thinking about creating a long-term sustainable growth plan for achieving your financial stability, security, and independence in the long run. Think of exploring different options. Think of making wise financial investments. Not risky, but wise financial investments for yourself. There are chances of sudden gains coming from your social network, from your friend circle, some good advice that if you utilize can turn out to be quite beneficial for you. You can also make some new contacts, meet new people, increase your friend circle during this time. Improvement in relationship with your elder siblings is seen. You can start to get more support and cooperation from them. And then we see that basically Venus will start transiting in your 12th house over Saturn in Jan 2025. Well, the transit will actually start from December 28, 2024 onwards itself. But you can say mainly in Jan 2025, the impact will be largely felt because degree-wise, Venus will get stronger and it will move to Yuva Avastha and be conjunct with Shani Dev. So in the 12th house, right, the Lord of the 8th in the 12th, this is a good placement, along with its best friend Saturn. Foreign related investments can suddenly pay off big time. Especially if you have some property, it can suddenly get sold. A vehicle could get sold. You might buy a new vehicle. There can be expenses as well, because 12th house is the house of expenditure, but it can be for something that you desire or enjoy. Especially if you're residing abroad in a foreign land, there can be tremendous progress happening in Jan 2025 in different areas of your life. But be willing to spend as well. Be willing to spend for your own sake. Don't try to be a penny pincher in Jan 2025, because it is sometimes better to spend on things that we enjoy than to spend on things that we don't, like medical expenses, unnecessary kind of expenditure, hospitalization, right? So whether it is spending on things that you enjoy, like shopping, going for a movie, going to a restaurant, or maybe taking a new course, taking a new class, like a programming class, or maybe a dance class, pursuing a hobby, spending on that, or it could be spending for charity, giving out a donation, or it can even be as simple as volunteering your time to a social service organization, a food drive, an animal shelter drive, or a blood donation drive. Doing all these things can channel your 12th house energies in a very positive way, and so will the 8th house energies also be activated in a good way. Becoming very dharmic, religious, doing good karma, becoming more spiritual minded, or inclination towards religious pursuits can also be quite beneficial in the month of Jan 2025. It can also be a great time for those people thinking of wanting to, take some long distance journey, travel, vacation. Think of embarking on that, maybe for business, career, education, happiness, family reunion, solo trip, solo travel, whatever the reason might be. It can be a great month for embarking on long distance travel, whether for pursuit of spiritual religious activities, attending a retreat, a spiritual retreat, visiting an ashram, visiting a holy place, or even for other activities. As I mentioned before, it can be a time strongly supported by these particular transits. Overall, making some modifications to your everyday work-life routine can also be quite good for you to becoming more productive and increasing your overall life satisfaction. But again, all these will mainly apply if you're running the Mahadasha or Antardasha of Venus, or even the Pratyantardasha. Then it will have more of an impact on you. And especially if Venus is a very strong planet in your chart, then also it can have some pronoun effect. So overall, the transits are looking favorable, and I hope you make the best use of it. All the best, my Pisces friends. Take care.